Hello and welcome to Self-Made Success TV. I'm your host, April Iannazzone, founder of the Self-Made Success School. And I'm so excited because today I have somebody that, when you initially meet someone and you have that instant connection and know that you want to be around them a little bit more. That's how I feel about today's guest, Liana Shkud Valmor. So awesome to have you on today's show, Liana.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. And thank you, April, for having me. Yes, I agree with you. That connection just happened, just a spark. And thank you for having me. Yeah.
Awesome. So today is probably one of my favorite topics. We're going to talk about strategies to fill your live workshops. And I know you are an expert in live workshops, and I also teach many live workshops and used to teach classes on this. So I love always hearing different opinions and different strategies. So I'm excited to have you share today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love this topic myself because actually, this is how I started my business back in 2009. I started live workshops. I've been teaching different modalities and having people in the class, in the room, and teach them. So this is how I start my business.
Awesome. And Liana, you are the founder of Spiritual Business Academy and the creator of Lucrative Live Workshops. So how long have you been personally teaching workshops?
Well, as I said, I've been teaching live workshops since 2009. No, 2007, actually. Wow. Since 2007, yeah. So for now, it's like 9 years.
And I know I have many stories of when I first started and maybe with like one person in the room and, hoping and praying people are going to show up. Did you have any struggles when you first started?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Maybe not the first workshop because I don't know, somehow I figure out how to fill the room. And my very first workshop was about 25 people in the room. So nice. That was pretty amazing. Like looking back now, I'm just pretty amazed about that. I don't know how I did that. But then the struggle started because I had no idea how to put people in the room, and I did my best. And sometimes, April, you would come to the room and there are 4 people in the class. And that, I have something to share with these people. I know that they would benefit from that. And that sadness inside is like, oh, just 4 people, or just 7 people. One time I had just 1 person.
Mm-hmm. We've all been there at the very beginning.
Right. And it's embarrassing. And I never canceled the class because of that. I always did the class, and I always managed that to be profitable and lucrative. So that was good thing. But yes, the struggle was really big. And you know what? In 2012, I moved to United States from Russia because I grew up in Russia. I'm Russian. I grew up there, and I started my business there. And you know what? I've been doing this business like by leading live workshops. And in 2012, I moved to the United States with $200 in my pocket.
Yeah. And you created a whole business just from doing live workshops. So before we get into like the meat of what we're going to share with everybody today, let's discuss a few reasons why people would want to have their own live workshop. And first and foremost, it's usually because people want to teach. They have something that they know can make a difference in somebody's life, right? And they know if they could just fill the room, they could, really affect things, whether it's business-wise, family-wise, whether you're teaching how to bond with your daughter. The topics are just endless. So the first reason for the most part is to really help people. And then a side part of that, but it's not really a side part of that. One of the main reasons is we want to make some money, right?
Right.
So there's usually 2 main things. One is that you want to make money selling the tickets for the workshops. So whether it's even a $500 or $500 ticket price, most people want to make the money on the ticket sales. And before we even get into like the rest of the stuff, don't ever do any workshops for free. I don't know how you feel about that, Lena, but I feel like if you do workshops for free, you're not having the quality people and they're not really invested, and you never know who's going to show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing. So no matter what price that you're charging, you want to make money on the tickets, or do you want to make money by selling them into a program? And I know a lot of you guys are coaches and consultants and service-based businesses, so we want to maybe enroll them in a larger program or a larger workshop or retreat. So those are the two main reasons that I think people have workshops. Plus, of course, you want to teach people and help people. Is there any other reasons why you think people would want to?
Well, first of all, I believe that leading live workshops is the best way to maximize your impact and your income.
Yes.
And the reasons for them, like, yes, I absolutely agree with what you said, April. And like, you can think about that, like, by leading live workshop, you create these relationships with people. You're in front of them live, so they can hug you. You can hug them. They can look at your eyes. You can look at their eyes. So you know better who they are, and they know better who you are, and they trust you more. So it's like nothing online would do the same thing. So it's just the relationships that you can create by leading live workshops, it's priceless. So, and the trust that you can build with your tribe, with your people, is also is priceless. And this is the best way, I believe, to build this
You're
trust.
absolutely right.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
And what's happening that people, when they trust you, they actually want to stay with you for a long period of time. And it's not because you not provide their service or results, or like they didn't get results, but because they want to stay with you. They trust you and they want to stay with you. And I have clients who stay with me since 2009.
Yeah. That's
Still
amazing.
with me. So it's just amazing. That's amazing. So, and this is actually how you can build really great business, even if you have not big list of people.
They
This
used to
is really
say,
great again.
in the whole sales world, you need to touch somebody 7 to 12 times before they purchase. And like I said, they used to say that. So whether that's an email, a phone call, you need to have that connection 7 to 12 times. Now it's more like 20 to 27 times, because everybody's getting bombarded with a million emails a day, Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts. When you do a live workshop, you can jump over that leaps and bounds. You can instantly build that know, like, and trust that you mentioned. So I love it. That's a very, very good point.
Yeah. And also, if you're leading like group coaching program, let's say, you can add live workshops into that. So it could be bonus, or it could be like included in the program. And by doing that, you really build more relationship with your people. And it's one thing is relationships that you build with them, but it's also relationships that they build among themselves, among the group. And the transformation happens in the classes. Is just amazing, right?
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It's like, yes, we know that we can do a lot by working with people one-on-one, but also when those beautiful souls, they come together in one room, then just magic happens, right?
They feel part of a community now.
Right, exactly. And they want to stay with each other, and they want to stay with you as well. Exactly. So this is a big part of that. So yeah, this is another reason to do live workshops. And yes, of course, I agree with you about like the reason, if you wanna, like, business wise, right? I actually always think about live workshops like strategically, and I wanna challenge you and ask you, why you want to do live workshops. So what does it do for your business model, or in your business model? Because it's really important question. And I know that so many workshop leaders, they struggle with filling live workshops, not just because they don't know how to fill the workshop, but because they don't have business model for that. Yes. Because I believe that it's hard to build really lucrative multi-6-figure, 7-figure business just by doing live workshops. That would be hard. Yeah. But if you have something else, like as you said, April, if you have live workshop and then you lead people into your group coaching program, or you have the next level live workshop and you have something in between live workshops like support, one-on-one or group support for people, then that becomes so lucrative.
Yeah. And it could even be a lower end membership site now that they join for $25, $45 a month after they're in that live workshop. And that could all be passive income for the host of the workshop. And I just wanted to mention something else, because I said, I know a lot of the listeners audience are coaches, consultants, and service-based businesses, but live workshops are really something for every business model. Whether you're a brick and mortar restaurant that wants to let the community know about their restaurant, so maybe your angle is to teach a cooking class inside the restaurant, which will then get them to know, like, and trust you and want to bring their family to come eat at your restaurant. So really, no matter if you're a brick and mortar, a coach, a consultant, you can figure out a way to fit live workshops into your business model.
This is so funny that you're talking about that, because just a few days ago, I've been thinking about this question, why live workshops? And I came to this vision that, every business is doing live workshops, because
they should be.
They should be, right? Right. What if every single business does live workshops, because it increases their impact and their income? Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think a lot of people get hung up on the fact that they're afraid that they won't be able to fill their live workshops. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this call, this episode with you, because I know that you have 5 hot strategies to fill your live workshops. So do you mind if we talk about those a little bit?
Absolutely. I'm happy to share that, because I know how painful it is when you have this knowledge and you don't know how to fill the workshops. And from my experience, yes, I think I cracked that code, how to fill live workshops. And I told you the story that I've been struggling with filling my rooms, my workshops. And then with few strategies, I actually 10x number of people at my live workshops. And since that, it's not a problem anymore.
I love it.
Yes, I'm happy to share.
Would you say, because this is always something I'm so interested in, would you say that the majority of your attendees sign up ahead of time, or do they wait till the last minute?
Oh, this is the
question, right?
This is a really good question. This is actually one of the strategies that this is the biggest mistake, I think, that people make, workshop leaders make, when they try to fill the room. So yes, way ahead of time. Way ahead of time. Wow. So, and I would say, if I do, because people have plans. People, if they need to travel, then they need more time to kind of commit to that thing. So if it's think about that, if it's just a webinar, right? So there's not big commitment there. You just open your computer, you can be in the middle of something, you can be in the middle of whatever you're doing at home. But if it's live workshops, then they need actually to come there. They can put some nice clothes on, they can
have to get a babysitter,
makeup, all of that, right? So yes, it's bigger commitment. So it's better when people, when you start doing filling the room, open the registration way ahead of before the event is happening. So, and what I noticed when I was doing if I open the registration 1 month ahead, which is if you're not talking about huge live events, right? If you're talking about small workshop. So if it's 1 month ahead, I know that I can have 15 people easily. Right. But if I open the registration 2 months ahead or 2.5 months ahead, then I can have 30, 35 people with the same See,
I'm interested in this because I've been doing events for years, and I always fill the room, but the majority of it is filled in the last 3 weeks. So that's why I'm interested in your ideas here.
But another thing, this is what I when I've been thinking about what exactly I did that helped me to fill the room every time. So what I realized that actually to fill the room, it's not just you put the advertisement there or speak there or do something there. So you need to create a campaign. You need to create a campaign. And when you close the registration at this certain period of time, you have this end end of the registration, then you'll fill the room. Because usually we think, okay, so if I have my registration open for a longer period of time, then more people will come.
There's
right?
No sense of urgency.
This is how we think, right? And this is so scary to say, no, the registration will close in 5 days. You have like 10 days to register, or you have 7 days to register. And you create a specific campaign for that specific event. And then you close the registration. This is the best strategy you can use, because otherwise people will be waiting till the end of the end day, and some people will be registering the day before, the night before. Sometimes they would come in the morning, and I had that, and it's so big pain. And when I started saying, okay, you can register by this time, so then people would come. But another strategy I used here, like when I close the registration, I say, this is the end of the day. This is the not end of the day. This is the end of the registration. So you can register just by this time. So people do that because they know if they want to come or if they don't,
Right.
and it just helps them. You can think about that this is in service to them, because it helps them to make decision.
Yes.
Right. But then when I close the registration, then I create a waiting list, and people who didn't have time or for some reason didn't buy a ticket, so then they can go to this waiting list.
So then you don't really lose them.
Right, exactly. And I have 2 months ahead, I already know that I fill the room. And this is the best feeling, when you know that you have people. Maybe you can have more, maybe not, but you fill the room. You already know that this is sold out workshop.
Yeah,
Then
it'll save you from having those stressful nights of no sleep right before the event.
Exactly. Yeah. And then what I usually do, I raise the price, and I'm so clear, this is the best deal. And if you're in, you're in. And if you're not in, then you're not. And then if I still have some places that I can fill, then I do it when I have time between some other launches and all of that. So when I have time, I would open this registration for people who are in this waiting list, but the price would be different.
Yeah.
And then within 3 days, you can get another 10 people, 15 people, just to fill this additional spots.
Wonderful.
In your
Great
class.
tip.
Yeah.
Great tip. So have a close date, but way before the event, a registration ends period, and then create a waiting list.
Yeah, create a waiting list, and you can open this additional registration before the event if you have time, if you have spots available, or that waiting list can be for the next workshop. And another thing is, after the workshop, always create a waiting list for the next one. Always, because that will help you to fill the next room. And this
even if you don't have it booked yet.
Even if you don't have a date. Even if you don't have a date. And it's so simple, and I know most of people, they just don't do that. Yeah.
Perfect. And so is that, and I'm trying to keep track, but we're not really,
right.
Is that 2 strategies there? Was that 3? So create
they were, I think it was kind of some tips about how to do that. And let's talk about the strategies
Perfect.
in more like strategies and ways to fill the workshop room, because there are different angles how you can how you can think about it. So I shared with you some kind of strategies in terms of waiting lists and open and close registration. But let's talk about where to find people, right? Because this is the biggest question, where to find people, where would I go, where would I go to find them? So first of all, I think I recommend to think about what kind of resources you already have, because different people have different resources. Some people have past clients. Some people have big list of people and communicating with this list of people. Some people don't have it. Some people used to do some live workshops and actually don't do any emails with the people, any communication with people like
so it's
weekly.
a cold audience then.
Yeah. And like, first of all, you need to look at what you have and then use what would be the best strategy for you to fill the room. For example, if you don't have a list of people and you have just past clients, or maybe you don't have even past clients, you have just friends and colleagues. Let's say you're just starting out and you have nobody. So what you can do, you can talk with people you know, and you can tell them what you do. You need to create this. Yes, of course, it's so important to understand what kind of workshop you're creating for whom. You need to be it should be so specific. The group of people you want to help with, and this is another big mistake that people make. It's not for everybody because it will not work. People will not come to the workshop for everybody. They will come to the workshop for a specific group of people. And if that workshop will solve specific problem that they have, and they know that they have this problem, they are aware of that, this is urgent, this is what they want to solve. They really want to solve that problem. It's not the cause of the problem, but this is the problem they have, right? So they cannot sleep at night, or their relationship is falling apart, something like that. So just a specific problem that they are aware of that problem.
When they see your sales page, they're like, wow, you know what? That's exactly what I need. I need to click the button.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I want. This is big thing. This is exactly what I want. I want this. I want this. And I know that many people, they have some things like, oh, I can help people with transforming inner child, or with helping with transforming limiting beliefs, or something like that, some inner work.
And I can help men, women, children.
Right. That's all great, but you need to think about what the specific problem, your modality or your process will solve, and who it's for. And pick just one audience for now. Just pick just one audience, and the next workshop you can do for another audience if you don't want to work with this one. So this is one thing. So go and talk with people you know, tell them what you do. But one really hard strategy here is you cannot just tell them what you do, but you can ask them to help you to create this workshop. Imagine your friends, your colleagues, maybe your past clients, and you come to them and you say, hey, no, I'm doing this live workshop. Explain them why you want to do it, and I need your help. Can you help me with this? And ask them a few questions about, do you have this kind of problem? What would be useful for you to, what do you want me to put in this workshop? What kind of questions you want me to answer? These kind of things. And they might, like, the outcome of this would be, first of all, you will be so clear on what you need to put on your workshop and how to market it, because you'll know what they know about their problems and what they don't. But another thing, if this is really for them, they'll tell you, I want to go, when is the workshop? What are the dates? And they might have friends or colleagues or people they know who have exactly same problems, and they can invite them to the workshop. This is so easy, so simple, and this is the best way you can do.
People love being asked for advice. They love being helping and asked for advice.
All of us, right? Yeah. All of us. This is so cool. So, but you don't need, like, when you do this survey, you don't have to have in mind, oh, I want to survey this person because I want him to come to the class. No, but this is kind of natural. This might come out of the conversation. And of course, ask them, do you want to come to this workshop? Give them discount because they helped you. Ask them if they have friends or somebody who would be interested in that. And so this is your kind of starting point. So you can do the same with their past clients, with the current clients. And if you ask them, this is the second strategy. Ask them to bring a friend. This is really hard strategy. Ask them to bring a friend. Yeah. You can bring a friend for free. That's okay. If it's okay, like, you need to
one person has to be paying.
Yeah, one person has to be paying. You can, for second person, you can do refundable deposit, or you can give discount for both of them if two people will come together. You can do that. It's just either way will work. You just need to find a way. And I remember I had people when I give discount for their, like, bring a friend discount for both of these people. Sometimes they bring 4 people. I had in one class 5 people who came together. Because
well,
one
they like
person,
to share the experience too. They love the discount, but they like to share the experience with a friend and have somebody to talk to and sit with at lunch. And
exactly, because it's like when you go to the live workshop, you have to show up, right? You have to be visible for people. And for some people, it's scary. That's why they don't want to go to the live workshops. It's scary. And if they can bring somebody and they think that they can hang out with this person, they will feel much more safer, right?
yes,
More safe. So yeah, this is really, that helps not just you to fill the room, but I absolutely agree with you, April, because that helps them to feel really good and to have this eager to come to the workshop. Yeah.
perfect.
So another thing, like if you do have list of people, right, and you communicating with the group with your list, I call this tribe because I don't like list. I like tribe. This is my people. This is my tribe. So if you have that, then create a campaign. We already talked about that. Create a campaign to fill your room, to fill your workshop, and you can do a webinar. That's okay. You can do a webinar, or you can do just emails. It also can work. Just remember that you need to have the dates for the registration, open date and close date for the registration. So you can do a webinar, but just you need to remember that you can have more people on the webinar, but maybe like people who come to the webinar not necessarily are people who really love live workshops. So the conversion might be not as much as if you do like some event, like live event,
Yes, I
right? Like
agree.
live masterclass or presentation, or even you can call it even workshop. This is the next strategy, by the way. Like you can create your live event, like pre-workshop event. You can call it to our workshop or masterclass or presentation, whatever you want to call it. You need a juicy name for that will attract the right people to you. And now that event could be for free.
Are you the free one? Are you talking about a webinar? Or are you talking about an in-person master?
I'm talking about, it could be a webinar, could be
yes.
and it could be in person, and it could be also for free. If it's 2-hour workshop, and you can position it as a workshop because you'll give them something really useful, but it could be just 2 hour, and it's not like big commitment for local people to come to that live workshop with you. And they know that they'll get something useful, but also they will kind of look at you and they'll see, are you the right person for them?
Right.
Is it the right thing for them to do? Because like 2-day workshop or 3-day workshop, it's more commitment, and they might come for this 2-hour 3-hour presentation with you. And I'm fine. I feel it's okay if it's for free, because then you can sell them your live workshop. And at that live workshop, of course, I would recommend to sell them something else, because think about what's next for them. And maybe it's the next problem that they have, or maybe you can help them to implement that problem. So yeah, like think about that, because so that's why I think it's okay to do this first 2-hour workshop for free. Yeah. So shall we review what we covered so far, and then we have one more strategy?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so the first one we covered was talk with your current clients, past clients, and survey them, ask them to help, and help to create a workshop, and ask them if they have referrals for you. And maybe they will participate in your workshop. Perfect. The second one, if you have a list of people, if you have your tribe and you communicate with them, you can do a webinar, online training, and invite them into the live workshop. The third one is you can do live, you can host live 2-hour workshop or presentation or masterclass, whatever you want to call it, position it as a workshop and invite people there, and invite them to their paid live workshop from that live works. So then the fourth one is bring a friend. Ask people, whatever strategy you use, always ask them to bring a friend. And it could be a friend for free, or it could be a friend for discount. And if you do discount for both of them, right? So we need to cover one more.
You're going to cover one more. And then I have one I'd like to share. And then we actually left one, we added an extra one in as you were talking, because another one is to have a really good campaign if you do have a list.
Oh,
and
yes.
have it planned out. So you're actually sharing 6.
Okay.
Perfect.
So this campaign, I think it's kind of on top of everything.
Yeah.
It's just whatever you do, whatever way, whatever strategy to fill your workshop you use, you need to create a campaign.
You need to, for those that don't know what a campaign is, you need to have an actual plan and a sequence of things that you're going to do.
Right. And open the registration, end of the registration, and sequence of the things that you're doing, whether it's webinars, live workshops, all of these things, waiting list, like it should be structured, and you need to have a sequence for that.
Perfect. So what is your number 5?
Number 5 is, again, if you don't have a big tribe, even if you do, but especially if you don't, like, think about that. You want to come to the places where those people, your potential clients, are already hanging out, right? Yeah. That would be the easiest way to do it. So then go to the places where they are. So ask for speaking gigs. Go and speak in front of people.
What groups and organizations do they belong to that you can see if they need a speaker?
Yeah, exactly. And talk with the host of that event and just ask to speak, and make sure that this is win-win-win. So it's win for the host. So yes, make sure that this is win for the host. Make sure that this is win for people, because you want to bring some value to this group of people. Your presentation should be outstanding. It should be something really valuable for them. And of course, it should be a win for you. So just make these arrangements and go and speak. Yeah, this is the 5th strategy.
And that's probably one of the best strategies that I use, and I love that one. Yeah. I'm going to share one that's working for me pretty well right now. And then you have an amazing gift for everybody. So first, the one that's working for me that really does help fill my events is to run a contest. I love doing contests because the prize that you're offering is take VIP tickets to your event or VIP tickets to your workshop. But so you know that the people that are entering really want to come, and in order for them to come, all they have to do is share the link and tell people about the event. And I use a program called Contest Domination, which is very inexpensive. It tracks everything for you. And now you have a list of leads of people that want to come to your event. And they're sharing it. They're telling their friends. They're sharing it with their network. So you're even reaching more people. And anybody that enters the contest, again, wants to come to your event. And you put them in the campaigns that fit best for them. So I love that. I'm going to put the Contest Domination link in. And I know that you went over about 5 ways today. I know you have 33 ways you want to share with us?
Yes. Yeah, by the way, this contest thing is really amazing. I want to try it myself, so thank you for that tip. Yeah. No problem. Yes, I do have 33 ways to fill your live workshops. I put everything I've done so far, put it together in one PDF file with the explanations, and I'm happy to share this with you. So yes.
I know everybody's going to appreciate that. I'm going to put the link below, but can you tell us where they can find it too?
Yes, the website is lucrativeliveworkshops.com/April.
Awesome. That's amazing, guys, because any little bit, you don't have to do all 33 strategies, but if you can pick 2 or 3 and do them really well, you will have no problem filling your room.
Yeah, absolutely. But it will, when you have this 33, then it kind of expands the possibilities. Like you will make sure that you don't forget anything.
Yes, absolutely. And I know hopefully all of you guys are coming to Self-Made Success Live in June. It's an amazing 3-day International Women's Business Conference. And I know Leanna, you're flying in from Colorado to attend, which is amazing. And you guys can meet her in person there.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, to be there, and thank you for your invitation, April. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
So I can't wait to see everybody. And thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all those tips. And guys, I'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and thank you.